Hi everyone, welcome aboard. I am going to begin a new series where I will be talking about a variety of subjects and uploading them on YouTube. This is on the request of many who enjoy the meditations and who have also felt that they would enjoy discussions on different subjects. So, of course, the subjects are going to be varied, but what would I start with? But of course, love. So, welcome to this talk. And what is love? Whenever humanity needs to refer to something beyond all that is known, when we experience that inexplicable, when we want to express the deepest, the vastest, the highest, the finest, we use the word love. Now I have a little birthday card from my daughter from when she was perhaps 5 or 7, so that's many years ago. And in that she's written, "Mom, I love you like the stars, the moon, the sun." And then there are ... and she says, "Mom, I love you like the jhag of the sea." Now for those who don't know, the word jhag is the foam of the sea. That greeting, that card, that love, that expression has always remained with me because she was trying to express what cannot be expressed, and in that not being able to express it, was it paradoxically the most expressed. So of course no amount of words will ever be able to truly describe love to us, and it will mean different things to different people, of course, but it will also differ at different points in our life as to what it means to us. Now, as a teenager, love to me was passion, romance, excitement. But as I grew, love kept changing its faces. And each aspect of love was special in its own way. It taught me different aspects of itself and, of course, different aspects of myself. Now, none is better, as we have to go through the lower expressions of love to reach the higher expressions of love. And even though I need to use the words lower and higher, it's without judgment. It's simply meant to be a gradation because, higher and lower doesn't really exist in my dictionary. Now, at some point in college, I had come across a quotation which I've never found after that, so I don't exactly recall its entirety, but the essence has remained with me since then. It said something about when one needy people come together to fill themselves from each other, they remain two. Apart, never one, never fulfilled. But when one fulfilled people come together to add, to complement to each other rather than to fill from each other, they become the magnified force of 11. So today, dear friends, I will leap across the years and try and speak about this magnified, or may I even say divine expression of love. Now perhaps at its vastest, love is just another name for consciousness, for all that is. We can call it God, we can call it pure consciousness, we can call it universal self, we can call it source, creation. It doesn't matter. And that is why we often have no words to describe or express the love we feel. Because having got in touch with this infinite vastness, we would literally have to use every word at our disposal to express this all-encompassing, all-embracing state of being. But the mind cannot contain or even comprehend this entirety. And therefore we begin to fragment love, we begin to label love into the love for him, the love for her, the love for this, the love for that, into romantic love, into mother's love, into friendship. We even have a name for the love of God, divine love. But truly what we are doing in all of this is limiting the entirety to an aspect of what it truly is. But yes, as the finite ego self, as the limited human, we initially need to experience this vastness through its different and perhaps more limited aspects, because its totality is beyond us at that point. Indeed, as physical beings, we have chosen a physical, tangible dimension to know the intangible. We have actually embarked on a journey to consciously experience what we are already unconsciously are. And this is why, as humans, we initially experience this universal energy, this consciousness, this love on the outside through another, what we call relationships, and therefore do we always link love with the outside and another. However, we only view on the outside what's inside. We view through the mirror of the other what we inherently are. We explore more consciously what we already know unconsciously. We use linear time and progression to tap into the now of love. I used to feel that perhaps there should have been two different words, completely different words for love, the universal consciousness, for love, the force, perhaps love with a capital L, and a different word for love, the emotion that we usually identify as love with perhaps a small l. But somewhere along the line I realized that the reason it is one word is because human love, the emotion, is what enables humanity to at least experience this universal consciousness, this universal force, this love or aspects of it. Don't we all feel acceptance, oneness, non-judgment, a sense of surrender, expansion, lightness when we love? So what we are really doing is through love, the emotion, we are tapping into love, the universal consciousness. Therefore, love as we know it, love the emotion, and to all lovers, is only the carrot or trigger for mankind to move into higher consciousness. It works like a springboard to jump from duality consciousness into unity consciousness. It activates the heart chakra. It helps us move from what is known or understood by the mind to what is beyond the mind. But there remain two different states of being. In love, the emotion, there is self, and all that comes with self. My needs, my hopes, my expectations, my fears, my concerns. No matter how fine or how pure the emotion that self might be feeling, there are still two. No matter how one I might feel or yearn to become in love, we are still two. However, in love, the universal force as universal consciousness, there is no other. It's not a state of merger, it's not a state of uniting, it's not a state of coming together. It's a oneness that pre-exists, that knows no other. And therefore there is no yearning in that state for union because it already is. Now, that's probably why we as humans, when we feel love, the emotion, it is at its deepest a yearning. And perhaps that's why the yearning remains even if we meet the lover all day long, even if we are with them all the time, whether it's a lover or a significant other or our friends or our children, in spite of being with them, this yearning for something remains. And this yearning is the catalyst to move beyond personal self, beyond personal love, beyond love, the emotion, into something higher, something vaster, something deeper, but love all the same. Now, truly, the beloved is within and all around. But by depending on a single lover, a single focal point outside me, this lover veils me from the all-encompassing, all-embracing love. But as I turn within, as the veils between self with a small s and self with a large s, as the veils between the seeker and the seeked start to drop. Love of a nature we cannot even describe is discovered within. And it is this love, beloved friends, that then reflects all around as the beautiful mirrors we call relationships. Personal, impersonal, intimate, friendship, child, mother, soulmates, it matters not. Now, most of us know that there is no God or master outside us. Therefore, if you truly reflect, there is no lover outside me either. Because as long as I am seeking a lover, someone to love outside me, the veils are on. Now, all of us want this one or more special people, whether it's a lover, husband, child, friend. But as long as I'm seeking love through another, I haven't found the source within. Now, does this mean we can never experience or enjoy the love of others in spiritual love, in divine love? Of course not. Of course we can. Because when we are love, it will reflect in loving relationships. It will be all around us. But we will know it's a reflection, and therefore we will never be needy. We will never get addicted. We will not need another to feel the experience or to view love. And in that, beloveds, we will enjoy them even more. Who is the beloved? Where is the beloved? Beloved implies be loved. And in that, we will be loved. And suddenly, the beloved is everywhere. So let's extend our understanding and therefore capacity to love. If we love a person, by and by, the person becomes a door to the whole. But one has to start with the person, with the small, with the physical, with the here and now. We can't jump directly into universal love, just like a river cannot jump into the ocean. It starts as a spring, it builds up and finally merges with the ocean. You know, even as I speak, I recall a memory from, maybe 50 years ago. And I recall telling my mother that I don't want to marry because I want to marry God. And I remember my mother turning around and telling me gently, "Sweetheart, if you can't love a fellow man, how will you love God?" You know, of course, years passed by. Of course, I fell in love. Of course, I got married and I went through all the humanity or humans' expressions of love. But in understanding what love is, I moved away from that need, that yearning, that search. And therefore, paradoxically, beloved friends, love is everywhere, from places I could not even imagine. Therefore, beloveds, today's sharing has touched upon a pretty abstract aspect of love, but I will be speaking about love from many angles. But I would like to say that no matter what other subject I might speak about, and in your terms, the subjects are going to be very varied, it always comes back to love. Because love is all there is. Love is what we are. Love is our source. Lots of love, divine love, love the force, and what cannot be expressed. Love and blessings.